Alright guys, I've just got my recording software set up, so I thought I'd jump on and give you a couple of tips on how to get started doing a remix from using MIDI files. So here goes. When you first load up Fruity Loops, you want to go straight on the mixer at the top. You click this button. And then on the master channel, you'll see you've got a Fruity limiter there. You want to either mute that or replace with none to get rid of it. Because you don't want that on, otherwise it's just going to push your volumes right up to the top and squash everything, and it's going to be really difficult to get a good mix down. Everything's just going to sound squashed and, well, just crap. So you need to get rid of that straight away. Secondly, you need to set your tempo, which is at the top where it says 130. I usually work at around 175 if I'm doing Makina or UK hardcore. If it's hard trance or something a bit more chilled out, then I'll do it about 160. But for this one, I'll do 175. Yeah, I'm going to be using that MIDI pack that I uploaded in the group the other day. I'm just going to use this Danny Fiesta Friends MIDI for now. So if you just click and drag that underneath the other instruments, then it'll make a new sampler there. And it's put the notes on the piano roll for you. If we right click where it says sampler, we can replace that with any other synth that we want. I'll just choose Fruity FL keys for now, just to show you what I mean. So now we've got our MIDI on here, we can see the notes, and if you look, it's split into two sections. At the top here, we've got the melody notes, the top notes, and at the bottom, this is the bass line. So if you select the bass line and you click Ctrl and X, that'll cut it, and then we'll be able to paste it down later. If we listen now, this is just the melody without the bass line. I'll let you hear it again with the bass line back in. But we're going to cut this bass line and we're going to put it onto a new instrument. So what I'm going to do is pick a bass I like. I'm going to go with this one for now. And then if you right click on piano roll and then paste that MIDI back in. I can tell by looking, because this has gone around a C3 octave, it's going to be too low. So what we need to do is move it up to about C5. So we can do that by holding Control and clicking up and up again. So that's put it on C5 now, around the C5 area. So when you're using samples on the piano roll, it'll play the full audio clip, so it'll overlap, which we don't want. I'll show you what I mean. All the notes are overlapping. So what we need to do is shorten them down by going on INS on the sample properties. Click INS. And then what you want to do is drag the attack all the way down and release to about 9 o'clock. And we've made the notes nice and short. If you put the release all the way down, it'd make them stop really abruptly, but if you put it up a little bit, you can get a bit of a bounce to it. It's got a bit of an end on it. So what I'm going to do now is replace FL keys with a melody synth. So what I'm going to do is go to the top and channels, add one, and I'm going to go in more, and I'm going to find Nexus. I'm going to use Nexus for this tutorial because there's loads of presets to choose from, and you don't really have to have any sort of sound design knowledge or anything like that. You just pick in ready-made sounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little dot next to where my MIDI is, and then click Control and X to cut it. And then I'm going to go to the little dot next to Nexus and Control V to paste it. Now if I have a listen, we've got this sound, but we can go in the Nexus menu and we can go down to, you could go to dance leads. There's plenty of nice leads in here. But I'm going to go in the single layer leads presets, because I prefer to get the single ones and then layer them myself. So I'm going to have a quick look through these. Just going to pick this one for now. I've noticed the melody notes in this are quite short, so what I'm going to do is extend them a little bit. You can select them all by pressing Ctrl and A on your keyboard. If you drag it out from the side, you can make them bigger or smaller, but it's snapped to whatever snap you've got it set on up here, where the magnet icon is. But if you hold Alt, you can do it more precisely. We'll have a listen with the bass. The bass gets really high towards the end there, so what I'm going to do, see this bit up here, it's a lot higher than the rest, so I'm going to select it all with the select tool, and then I'm going to hit Control and down to put it an octave below so it's in line with the other notes. And then I'll have a quick listen. Yeah, that's sounding better to me. So now we can get rid of FL keys because we're not using it anymore. So you right click on it and click delete. That'll get rid of it. And we can rename the instruments that we've got so we can see what everything is. Bass, and we'll rename that one melody. And then what I like to do is to keep everything on different patterns. So what we can do, if we go to the top and click where it says pattern 1, go at the bottom and click split by channel, it's going to put both of these on different patterns. So we've got a bass pattern now. And a melody pattern. So now, when we go on the playlist and we click on the top, it's going to give us the option of bass or melody. For some reason, my recording is not showing you the list, but it is there. If you click on the top, you'll have a list that says bass and melody. And then we can paint these down. So what I'm going to do next is add an offbeat stab over the bass. In Makina, they usually have like a Hoover stab or some sort of mid to high stab to complement the bass. If you've got any of my packs, you should have tons and tons of them. I'm just having a look in this Ultimate Makina samples pack. So we have stuff like this. So what I'm going to do is right click on the bass and click clone, and then I'm going to click Ctrl C to copy the notes and click Ctrl V to paste them on this copy of the bass layer. Because we've copied it, it's copied the INS settings, so we don't have to set them up again. And then we can drag our stab over there. So now we should have this. And you can try with different stabs. That sounds a little bit too long, so we can fine tune the release to shorten it down. So it really helps to fill it out. And you don't only have to have one, you could always clone it again, do the same again, copy the notes over, and then pick a second stab, and then play them all together. I can see at the top the volume's peaking and it's going orange, so we need to turn things down a little bit. So now I'm quickly going to stick down some basic percussion. So I'm going to go at the top and I'm going to go on find next to empty, and then I can create a pattern. I'm going to call this one kick, and I'm going to put my kick drum on it. Just going to pick this one for now. If you right click on the kick, you can click fill each 4 steps, or if you like you can just draw them in like that. What I like to do with my kicks is to cut them off where the bass and stab would hit, so the kick doesn't overlap the bass and the stab. So what I do is I right click on the kick and I click center piano roll, and it puts them in like this. And then if we select all the notes, Control and A, and we put them exactly at half, so the bass will fill in these gaps. But then, because we're working with samples, we need to do the INS thing to get the piano roll to work properly. So turn the attack right down again, and this time put the release all the way to the bottom, because we do want it to stop abruptly as soon as it hits the halfway mark. So because we've got the kick on a different pattern, we can get it from the top menu here, click kick, and then just paint them in like that. then as well as kicks, we need hi-hats. So I'm going to go grab an open hi-hat to go in between the kicks. So what I'll do is drag that, and I'm just going to put it over the one that already says hat that came when we first opened Fruity. And then I'm going to put these on every third coloured dot, which will be right in the middle of the kicks. You could send them to piano roll, and then you can see exactly where they would be. So they'd fill in these gaps between the kicks. Like that. So that should sound like this. I'll play it without first and then play it with, so you can see the difference. That gives it a bit of a bounce as well. And then we can adjust the volume. So if we rename these, rename the top one kick and rename the bottom one open hi-hat. So what we can do with these now, we can click Ctrl and X to cut the hi-hat notes, go at the top, find next empty, and we'll call this new pattern open hi-hat, and then Ctrl V to paste the notes back in. So now we've got the kick and the hi-hat on separate channels. So now we can paste the open hi-hat down. I'm going to bring it in a bit later so it doesn't start straight away, just to show you how we can lay them out at different parts. I could put it there, but I'll leave a gap. So I'm going to leave that for now, guys. Let me know if this helps. We'll be back with the rest of it.